business structure then. It was 6 months before we even started. I kind of poured my heart about why we were doing it and why I wanted to achieve what I wanted to achieve. And it just, great, let me see where I can help. And we went from there. I think that the thing that stood out for Andy really for me was that he just seemed very genuine. And it sounds very strange, but I think I bought into him rather than buying into his experience. Because I think a lot of people, when they meet Andy, initially knew about him, knew about his business background, knew the success he'd had within business and coming out of that. I didn't know any of that. I just kind of sat with somebody that said they wanted to help, and it felt very genuine about that. It didn't feel like it was bells and whistles. It wasn't for the good of him making any money. It was just felt like he'd got something that he felt could help my business, and he wanted me to be part of it. I was 100% all in, bought in from day one. From an impact point of view, it's really hard. We're good pals now, myself and Andy. You know, it's been a relationship that's developed as he's developed some of the stuff with Your Affordable Board, and we've developed some of the things with Six Connections. I think impact, really, he helped me to create something from a heart-driven idea into something that was more structured as a business, but without losing the heart of why I was doing it. I spent a lot of time trying to put Andy at the front of this business because I felt he was better positioned to sell it and market it. And he spent all his time trying to put me at the front of the business because nobody else, in his opinion, could do it because it was my thing. And it was that extra value, I think, that I got from Andy and I got from doing the GPS stuff and being involved with Your Affordable Board, that it became about just shaping a product out of a heart-driven approach without losing, I guess, the uniqueness of what we had as a business, the uniqueness of me in the business, but growing that so it wasn't just about me, or it didn't rise or fall on me. It was about creating a structure. And that was the impact. It shaped into something that was solid, which has helped massively. Andy holds the first ever business card that I created because I gave it to him because I wanted him to have it. And he still talks about this business card. Now, you know, we set up 2 weeks before COVID hit, and at the point where we wanted to go into businesses and deliver some products and services into business, and we couldn't. You know, there was that element where Andy went, right, okay, what can we control? What can we do? What have we got here? And we created some things in that space that actually shaped the rest of the business. You know, we did this thing called Roast and Toast, which was a drop-in really for people to come in and talk about what they were going through during this thing called lockdown. And we ended up with 350 different businesses coming through this thing. You know, we thought it would last for 4 weeks. It lasted for 2 years. It's helped to shape our delivery program. You know, we put a load of mental health messages onto cans of beer and bags of coffee 6 months ago because we couldn't get into businesses, but we could get to the people that needed to start the conversation. So we created products around conversation starting, and all this was stuff that I bounced past Andy and went, look, I've got this idea. What do you think? And he kind of came back and he was really honest, you know, even shaped how we sold what we did. You know, I'd back things to and from, and he'd go, no, it's not clear enough. I know, but other people wouldn't know from that. And it helped me structure and it helped me shape. And I think the milestones are, you know, now people are going, I get it, totally get what you do and how it can impact our business. And they're telling other people about that. And the heart's still there. We've just shaped something that's more product driven, that's understandable, and that definitely has been down to helping us shape it. I think it's worked really well both ways. The Your Affordable Board stuff came on the back of me and Andy going for a walk and him saying, I would need to create a community, I need to find community. And in his words, he went, you shit community, how do we do this? So there's been a lot of to and fro in probably in the last 18 months where he's shaped my heart into business and I've kind of shaped business to find the heart bit. And I think there's something in that's quite big. In, you know, he sat in one of our sessions the other week and he said, I finally find who Henderson is. I'm not the Sherpa guide, I'm not Success GPS, I'm not Yab, this is me. All of those other things are on the back of me being me. And I think that's quite a powerful thing that we've both ways for each other. I think the thing that I like about Yab is it reflects a lot of how we do things, and that's not coincidental because me and Andy talked about it an awful lot. You know, this creation of a community, but in a business world, and not wanting to be something that was networking. You know, one of the things that really put as one of our strengths is people came in with no labels and no titles. And I remember Andy saying, I really like that, and he's created that in Yab 100%. People are coming into a room where they are genuinely wanting to help the other people in the room. It's not not about what you can get, it's about, what you can give as well. And you've created a space of very, very genuine people there, goes beyond just one meeting a month. It's a community, really. And I think that's the absolute strength of Yab, and why I got involved. It's doing what he said he wanted it to do, and it's landing brilliant. I think the thing about Yab is it's genuine, but I also think it's really unique in that as well. There isn't anything like it in the networking space. It's the closest thing that anybody can describe it as, but it's not networking. We have the same thing, with the spaces we've created. We've got, well, it's networking, but it's not. You're basically networking with people. You're talking about the things that matter to you, not just the product you sell. It's why you do what you do rather than what you do. And I think that it's quite fresh for people. You're coming in and it's not just about a business product. It's about you as a person as well. Some of the stuff that's shared is personal. It's about people. It's about family. It's about life. But other people in the room can relate to that. So they want to help. And other people in the room can relate to the fact that you've maybe walked the journey a little bit further than they have. And they can take solace from learns, I guess, from people, success and failure at the same. Yeah, I think the thing about Yab is that it brings people together. The way it's done in terms of the space that it's delivered in. But I think because you've got somebody that's sharing their story, even though they might not be in the same sector as other people in the room, people can relate to the journey. The A of the struggle to the B of this is where I want to get to. I think what you get in the room, and I think that this kind of kingship and community that you get, is because people enjoy helping other people. Genuinely trying to give something back to other people is something that certainly the majority of people enjoy doing. And I think what's happened is people have found value in that, and they've not always had the time to do that, maybe in the busyness of the business world, but being given space to help somebody else as well as helping yourself at the same time, I think it's taken a few people by surprise, if I'm being honest, and they've realized that they really enjoy it, so they keep coming back. Yeah, I think the beauty of Yab from a business point of view is it's not one size fits all. So you've got people in that room that are from larger businesses, you've got one-man bands, sole traders, but I think that the strength of it is that you see the journey of business and growth. So I was the first person to stand up and tell my story in session 1. Every time you go back and you talk about the wins, you're taking people on that journey with you. So there's people seeing 6 months of the change in my business, which came on the back of the advice that I got in session 1. And I think the strength of it is that if you're a sole trader, I work on my own, I've got people that deliver stuff for me, but primarily it's me and another couple of people. You feel part of something bigger, and you feel part of something where other people are invested in your journey as well, whether you're a single trader or you're in a business of 6, 7, 8 people. You can all be part of everything else, and I think again works brilliantly well, very inclusive regardless of business size. So I think what I've enjoyed probably more than the delivery of stuff over the last 18 months, 2 years of meeting Andy, getting to know him as an individual. The more I speak to people around Andy, the more he's thought of, from a business perspective. That's how people know him. And I think I've been really privileged in the last 18 months, 2 years to spend time with Andy, developing some of the stuff that's inside him that he's wanted to unpack with other people. It's felt like a genuine privilege, because I started this journey saying to him I wanted to save the world, and he went, all right, I'll help you. And I think since then we've walked up hills and we've walked around reservoirs, and we've just kind of sat and pondered how we want to make things different for people. And I think I've had a real privilege in seeing him find the thing inside him that is the heart of why he does everything that he does. Taking away the titles of GPS and Yab and all the things that he creates as a business, it comes from somebody that genuinely wants to help other people. He created Yab because when he finished doing GPS with businesses, they left, and he didn't want them to leave. He wanted to stay and build community and find out more about people. And I think being able to find that heart in an individual that is operating successfully in a business world is quite a rare thing. And I think it's why Andy has created the success with GPS and with Your Affordable Board, because people are buying into him as an individual, not just because of his knowledge, but because of what he wants to do with that and the fact that he wants to share it. It's about building community, and it's about this genuine desire to help people with the experience that he's built up over the years, but also I think this genuine enjoyment of being around people. I think he's a person that loves being around people and creating environments where people can thrive. And I don't think you can fudge that. I think it's one of those things that comes across every time you meet him. It's not something that you can just write a course on or a 3-hour delivery on. I think if you want to help people, it's very obvious when you present whether that's authentic or not. And I think the more I've met Andy, the more I can see this authentic thing in him that just wells up and is now certainly in Your Affordable Board, coming out to help people thrive in wherever they are in their business and the personal life as well, to be honest. You know, this is beyond just a 9-to-5 workspace solution. So yeah, very genuine, and I think his purpose would be to see other people succeed. I think from a franchisee perspective, it's probably about the heart for other people. I think presentation wise, it's very difficult to be Andy Henderson because there's only one of him. And I think, you know, there would be a danger if everybody felt they had to be Andy in delivering their own franchise. But I think the idea of wanting to be in a space with people, enjoying being around people, wanting to see other people succeed, giving other people a voice as well, which I think is a massive part of the success of YAB, people being given the space to speak and share and unpack. But yeah, I think the strength is going to be getting the heart of it, but without trying to be Andy, because I think that's a very difficult thing for people to do. And I don't think he'd want that anyway. I think it'll be the heart of Andy Henderson, but with your own style.